Picture this. It is 1975 in Okinawa, Japan. A young cardiologist named Makoto Suzuki receives an urgent call from a colleague. "Doctor, you need to see this. There is a 100-year-old woman in Ogimi village who is outside cutting grass with a sickle." Skeptical, Dr. Suzuki drives 3 hours expecting to find a frail elderly woman being exaggerated by excited villagers. Instead, he discovers someone so vibrant, so energetic, that she does not even consider herself unusual. She laughs at his surprise. "Why would I not be cutting grass? I have done it my whole life." That single moment launched a 50-year scientific quest that would unlock secrets hidden inside your body right now. Secrets that could literally add decades to your life. But here is what the medical establishment does not want you to know. While Dr. Suzuki was documenting these incredible centenarians, another Japanese scientist was making a discovery so groundbreaking it would win him the Nobel Prize in medicine. He found microscopic repair crews working inside every cell of your body. These tiny cellular janitors can devour precancerous cells, incinerate stubborn fat, and reverse aging damage that has been accumulating for decades. The problem is devastating. These microscopic heroes only activate under very specific conditions. And the eating patterns that doctors, nutritionists, and the $400 billion supplement industry have been recommending are shutting them down every single day. Your body's most powerful anti-aging system has been dormant, possibly for years. Today, I am going to reveal exactly how these Japanese scientists cracked the code of cellular regeneration. More importantly, I will show you how to activate this hidden superpower starting tonight. And stick around because what Dr. Suzuki discovered about why modern Okinawans are losing their longevity advantage contains an urgent warning for everyone watching. Research sources are linked in the description below. But before we dive in, here is a quick question. How old are you, and where in the world are you watching from? We are reading every single comment and responding personally. Your answers shape our future videos. Now let me tell you about the day that changed everything we understand about aging. It was 1988 in Tokyo. A cell biologist named Yoshinori Osumi was hunched over his microscope, staring at yeast cells, feeling completely frustrated. For months, he had been trying to understand why cells sometimes appear to eat themselves. His colleagues thought he was wasting his career. "It is just cellular garbage disposal," they said. "Nobody cares about cellular trash." But Osumi had a hunch that something profound was happening. He engineered special yeast cells and starved them of nutrients. Then he watched something that would eventually win him the Nobel Prize. Under the microscope, he saw structures forming that no scientist had properly documented before. The starving cells were creating specialized compartments that hunted down damaged components, engulfed them like tiny Pac-Men, and broke them down into raw materials for rebuilding. The cells were not dying. They were renovating themselves from the inside out. Osumi named this process autophagy, Greek for self-eating. And his discovery revealed something extraordinary about your body. You have a built-in regeneration system more powerful than any drug ever invented. Autophagy does not just clean cellular debris. It specifically targets the damage that causes aging, disease, and death. Dysfunctional mitochondria, causing your crushing afternoon fatigue? Autophagy destroys them and triggers production of healthy new ones. Misfolded proteins accumulating into the plaques linked to cognitive decline? Autophagy clears them before they cause damage. Precancerous cells with dangerous DNA mutations? Autophagy identifies and eliminates them before they can multiply. Research published in the journal Cell Metabolism found that robust autophagy can reduce cancer risk by up to 40%. Studies from the National Institute on Aging showed that enhanced autophagy extended lifespan in every organism tested by 20 to 30%. Your body has possessed this superpower all along. But here is the devastating catch. Autophagy only activates when your body senses scarcity. When you eat constantly, flooding your system with glucose and insulin, you send a clear signal. Resources are abundant. No repair needed. Keep processing incoming fuel. Your cellular maintenance crews never clock in. They sit idle while damage accumulates year after year. And this is exactly what Osumi realized when he looked at the research coming from Okinawa. The ancient eating habits of Japanese centenarians were accidentally triggering this Nobel Prize process every single day. Before we continue, smash that like button and subscribe right now. What I am about to reveal next is something the pharmaceutical industry hopes you never discover. Back in Okinawa, Dr. Suzuki could not get that grass-cutting centenarian out of his mind. Over the following years, he visited hundreds of elderly villagers, and what he documented defied everything modern medicine believed about aging. These people were not just living longer, they were living better than seemed humanly possible. At 95, they were still farming their own gardens. At 100, they were still dancing at village festivals. When Dr. Suzuki tested their blood, he found arterial health cleaner than most Americans at 50. Their cancer rates were 80% lower than Western averages. Their rates of dementia were a fraction of what we see in the United States. Heart disease was remarkably rare. Their secret was not expensive supplements. It was not pharmaceutical interventions. It was not even exercise, although they stayed active. It was something they did 3 times a day without even thinking about it. Before every meal, these centenarians would pause and quietly remind themselves of 4 ancient words. Hara hachi bu. Eat until you are 8 parts full. Not stuffed, not even completely satisfied. Just comfortably content with room to spare. This sounds almost too simple. But here is what Dr. Suzuki realized was happening at the cellular level. By stopping at 80% fullness, these centenarians were creating the exact metabolic conditions needed to flip the autophagy switch. The average Okinawan centenarian consumed approximately 1,800 calories daily. The average American consumes 2,500. That 28% reduction created a state of mild metabolic stress, just enough to activate cellular cleanup and repair, but not so much that it became harmful. Studies from the Journal of Cellular Metabolism confirmed that consistent mild caloric restriction increased autophagy markers by 45% within just 2 weeks. Picture your cells like a factory. When you eat until stuffed, when you snack constantly throughout the day, all the workers stay busy processing incoming materials. There is no time for maintenance. Broken equipment piles up. Waste accumulates. The factory slowly deteriorates. But when you give your cells a break, when you stop at 80%, suddenly the night shift maintenance crew arrives. They start cleaning, repairing, replacing damaged equipment, and throwing out the junk. Helen, a 72-year-old retired librarian from Wisconsin, had struggled with chronic fatigue and stubborn weight gain for over 15 years. Her doctor had tried everything: thyroid medications, blood sugar medications. Nothing worked. She felt like her body had simply given up. After learning about Hara Hachibu, she began stopping at 80% fullness at every meal. She did not count a single calorie. Within 8 weeks, she lost 14 pounds without hunger. Her afternoon exhaustion lifted. She told us she finally has energy to play with her grandchildren again, something she had given up on years ago. Dr. Suzuki made another discovery that shocked him. These centenarians were not just eating less, they were eating completely different foods than modern Japan. While most Japanese relied on white rice as their primary carbohydrate, Okinawans built their diet around purple sweet potatoes. This was not cultural accident. It was cellular science. White rice spikes blood sugar by an average of 89 points on the glycemic index. This insulin surge immediately shuts down autophagy. Purple sweet potatoes score just 44. They release energy slowly, keeping insulin low, allowing cellular repair systems to keep functioning throughout the day. The purple pigments called anthocyanins have been shown to enhance autophagy activation by up to 35%. They cross the blood-brain barrier and protect neurons from oxidative damage. The centenarians combined sweet potatoes with bitter melon, which reduces blood sugar spikes by an additional 19%. They added seaweed packed with minerals supporting detoxification. They ate fermented foods teeming with beneficial bacteria. They consumed small amounts of fish, providing omega-3 fats that reduce inflammation. Every component of their traditional diet kept the autophagy switch turned on. But the story gets even more remarkable. Another Japanese physician would prove these principles by living them until the age of 105. His name was Shigeaki Hinohara, and he would become a living legend in Japan. Dr. Hinohara made a profound observation early in his career. Every patient who came to him with serious digestive problems also had problems everywhere else. Their skin looked prematurely aged. Their energy was perpetually low. Their immune systems failed them repeatedly. That is when Hinohara realized something that would guide the rest of his extraordinarily long life. Your gut health is the master switch controlling everything else. He developed what he called his daily renewal protocol. It was not complicated: light breakfast, minimal lunch, main meal at dinner. But here was the critical element that made everything work. He finished eating by 6 p.m. and did not eat again until 10 a.m. the next morning. That created a 16-hour window every single night for his body to activate deep repair systems. The results were extraordinary. At 100 years old, Dr. Hinohara was still seeing patients at his hospital in Tokyo. At 102, he flew to New York City to deliver medical lectures to packed auditoriums. He routinely worked 18-hour days and reported feeling more energetic than colleagues half his age. When journalists asked his secret, he would smile and say something that sounds almost too simple. "I give my body time to clean house every night." Modern research confirms exactly why his protocol worked so powerfully. A groundbreaking study from the Salk Institute found that time-restricted eating improved metabolic markers by 34% even without any change in total calories consumed. Participants who ate within an 8-hour window showed dramatically improved insulin sensitivity, reduced inflammation, and enhanced cellular autophagy compared to those who ate the same amount of food spread across 14 hours. Your digestive system requires enormous resources to process food. When you eat late at night, your body diverts energy from repair and detoxification to digestion. Your liver cannot perform its critical overnight cleaning functions. Cellular waste accumulates. Damaged proteins build up in tissues throughout your body. But when you give your system 14 to 16 hours of rest, something remarkable happens. Your intestinal lining begins regenerating. Research shows gut cells completely renew every 3 to 5 days under optimal fasting conditions. Your liver shifts into deep detoxification mode. Most importantly, autophagy reaches peak intensity between hours 12 and 16 of fasting. This is when your cellular repair crews do their most intensive work. Richard, a 68-year-old retired electrician from Ohio, had suffered from acid reflux so severe he slept propped up on 4 pillows every night for 12 years. He took prescription medications twice daily and still woke up with burning in his throat. After implementing the evening cutoff protocol, finishing his last meal by 6 p.m., his reflux symptoms decreased by 90% within 6 weeks. His doctor reduced his medication to once daily, then eliminated it entirely after 3 months. Richard now sleeps flat for the first time in over a decade. He says he cannot believe something so simple could fix what medications never could. Another pioneering researcher confirmed this through direct observation. A Japanese-American gastroenterologist examined over 300,000 patients' digestive systems across 3 decades using imaging technology he helped develop. He could predict someone's overall health, their energy levels, even their likely lifespan, just by looking at their colon. Patients who ate processed foods and ate constantly had colons that were thick, shortened, and coated with debris. The intestinal walls showed obvious damage and looked decades older than the patient's actual age. But patients who ate whole foods and gave their digestive systems regular extended rest showed colons that were longer, cleaner, and remarkably youthful. The correlation was undeniable. The healthiest patients were those who naturally followed eating patterns similar to the Okinawan centenarians. Here is where all these discoveries converge into something you can use starting tonight. The research from Osumi, Suzuki, Hinohara, and dozens of other Japanese researchers points to the same conclusion. Your body has extraordinary regenerative capacity. But modern eating patterns suppress it. The activation protocol is straightforward. Week 1, begin practicing Hara Hachi-bu at every meal. Pause when you feel approximately 80% full. You should feel satisfied but not stuffed. Content but not sleepy. Drink 8 ounces of water before meals to reduce hunger intensity. Eat slowly, taking at least 20 minutes to finish. This gives your brain time to register satiation signals. Week 2, establish your evening cutoff. Finish your last meal by 7 p.m. No snacking afterward. Water and plain herbal tea are fine. Your goal is creating at least 12 hours between your last bite at night and your first bite in the morning. Week 3, extend your fasting window. Push your evening cutoff to 6 p.m. if possible. Delay your morning meal by 30 minutes each day until you reach 14 to 16 hours of fasting. This is the window when autophagy becomes most active. During these hours, your cellular janitors are working overtime. Week 4, optimize your eating window. Follow the Okinawan model. Build meals around colorful vegetables, sweet potatoes, seaweed, fermented foods, and small amounts of quality protein. Minimize processed foods, refined carbohydrates, and excessive sugar. These spike insulin and shut down cellular repair. What can you expect as your autophagy systems reactivate? The changes happen in waves, exactly as Dr. Suzuki observed in the centenarians he studied. During the first week, sleep quality often improves dramatically. Your body is shifting into its natural repair rhythms. Many people report improved energy, especially in the late afternoon when they previously crashed. During weeks 2 through 4, mental clarity sharpens noticeably. That brain fog that plagued your afternoons begins lifting. Your skin may appear clearer and more vibrant as cellular turnover accelerates. Chronic minor inflammation starts reducing. You may notice clothes fitting better even before weight changes significantly. Your body is becoming more efficient. During months 2 through 6, deeper regeneration becomes apparent. Minor aches and joint stiffness that seemed permanent begin diminishing. Immune function strengthens. People around you start commenting that you look younger and more vibrant. This is autophagy doing what it was designed to do. Margaret, a 76-year-old former school teacher from Arizona, had watched her mother and older sister both decline with memory problems. She was terrified of following the same path and had noticed her own memory slipping over the past 5 years. She forgot names. She lost her train of thought mid-sentence. Her doctor said it was normal aging. After following the complete activation protocol for 6 months, combining the 80% fullness practice with the evening cutoff and Okinawan-style eating, Margaret scored higher on a cognitive assessment than she had 5 years earlier. Her doctor called the improvement remarkable and asked what she had changed. Margaret told us she finally has hope for her future instead of fear. But here is the sobering warning that Dr. Suzuki has been sounding for years. His recent research shows that younger Okinawans are rapidly losing their longevity advantage. As they have adopted Western eating patterns, processed foods, constant snacking, and late-night meals, their health outcomes are converging with Americans. The rates of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease among young Okinawans are now approaching Western levels. This proves something crucial. Genetics is not destiny. The centenarians are not living longer because of special genes. They are living longer because of specific daily behaviors. And the moment those behaviors change, the results change immediately. The longevity advantage disappears within a single generation. But here is the hope embedded in that warning. If adopting Western habits can destroy longevity, then adopting centenarian habits can restore it. Your cellular repair systems are waiting right now, ready to spring into action the moment you give them the right signals. As I finish writing this, Dr. Makoto Suzuki is still conducting research at 92 years old. He recently took up the sanshin, a traditional 3-stringed Okinawan instrument, proving that the curiosity and joy of learning that characterizes his centenarians continues to drive him forward. Dr. Osumi's Nobel Prize discovery has sparked over 40,000 published studies, all confirming what he observed in those yeast cells decades ago. Your body has remarkable capacity for renewal, but only when you create the right conditions. The wisdom these Japanese pioneers uncovered is not locked away in expensive treatments or complicated medical protocols. It is available to anyone willing to work with their body's ancient rhythms instead of against them. The centenarians did not obsess over health metrics. They did not count calories or chase trends. They simply lived in harmony with biological patterns that evolved over millions of years. Tonight, as you finish your last meal a little earlier than usual, remember what you are actually doing. You are not just changing your eating schedule. You are awakening cellular repair systems that have been waiting for this signal for perhaps years or even decades. You are joining a tradition that stretches back through generations of the world's longest-lived, healthiest people. Your transformation begins with a single choice. Give your body the gift of time to heal, repair, and regenerate itself. The results, as thousands of Japanese centenarians can attest, are nothing short of extraordinary.